Alright, boys and girls, so this video is shifting from multiplying by one-digit numbers to multiplying by two-digit numbers using that area model. And it's actually exactly the same. The main difference here, if you kind of take a look, is we know that when we're doing the area model, area is the inside of an object. And so we would have a length and we would have a width. And when we were doing with one-digit numbers, we would basically take this first number and we'd put it in expanded form, which in this case 45 is 40 plus 5, and that would go across the length. So we would have 40 plus we would have 5. And then before, all we had along the width was a single digit because we only had a one-digit number here, and that one-digit number was that same number in expanded form. Now that we're multiplying by a two-digit number, we now have 39 is the same as 30 plus 9 in expanded form. So this becomes the length and this becomes the width of our rectangle. So going down, I need to do 30 plus 9 to make my 39 as the width. So I basically have a bigger rectangle. I need to go down so that I have a column for 40 and a column for 5. And now I need to draw a line over. And you'll notice that since this is a 2 by 2 problem, my square's 2 by 2. There's 4 spaces. So now it becomes box and dot. I have to do box and dot 4 times. So the first time I'm going to do 3 times 4. Now this is going to go in this box. 3 times 4 is 12. And we have 1, 2 zeros all together. Boom, boom. We get 1,200. This box is for 30 times 5. Well, 3 times 5 is 15. And there's 1 0 here, but none over here. So that's 150. This box is for 9 times 40. So I know 9 times 4 is 36. No zeros, and over here I have 1 0. So that's 1 0 total. And then this box is for 9 times 5, which is 45. Since the area is the space inside of the shape, then we simply need to take all of the numbers that are inside of this rectangle and add them together. Now we have 4 numbers that we need to add together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I highly recommend you putting them together in pieces. So for example, maybe you want to take 1,200 and add that to 360. And in that case, you would get 0, 6, 2 plus 3 is 5. You would get 1,560. So that accounts for these two. And then maybe you want to add these two separately. So maybe you have 150 plus 45. And when you add that together, 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So now we have these two pieces of our answer. We can go ahead and put that together, 1,560 plus 195, and we'll get our final product. And then I want to show you a really awesome idea here. Hold on. 0 plus 5 is 5. 6 plus 9 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And we got a 1. So we get 1,755. Now, one thing that you'll know is there's a lot of big mistakes to make the bigger that our problems become. And now that we're working with two-digit numbers, we could really fall into some big mistakes. And a great way to catch a big mistake is to simply estimate your answer. It's a quick and easy way to see about what your answer should be in case you made a huge mistake. So in this case, we're going to round 45 to 50. We're going to round 39 does round up to 40. And when I use box and dot, I have 5 times 4, which is 20. And we have 1 0 here and 1 0 here. So we know that our answer should be around 2,000. So if I look at my answer here, I can say, yeah, my answer is reasonable. It makes sense based on the estimate. So we're going to go ahead and try one more. I'm going to move a little bit more quickly for this one. So since this is a 2 by 2 multiplication problem, I know that I'm going to have a rectangle that is 2 across as my length, because this is my length here, and this is my width. So I'm going to go ahead and go 2 by 2. and 69 is 60 plus 9. That's my length. And this is going to be my width, which is 20 plus 8. And when I draw my columns and draw my rows, I now have a great place to do my box and dot for these 4 pieces. So here is going to be where I'm going to do 20 times 60. So 2 times 6 I know is 12. And I have 1 0 here and 1 0 here. So that's 2 zeros. I get 1,200. Over in this box, it's the same 20, but this time I'm going to multiply it by 9. So I know that 2 times 9 is 18. And I have 1 0 for the 20 and nothing for the 9. So just 1 0. Here I'm going to do the 8 times the 60. So I know 8 times 6. 6 times 8 is 48. And I don't have any zeros here, but I do have 1 up here. So I'm going to add 1 0. And then this last box is for just 8, which is over here, and 9, which is over here. Well, 8 times 9 is 72. So now I can see my area is everything inside of here. So I want to add those 4 numbers together. And again, I recommend that you do it in chunks. So I'm going to do 1 chunk over here. I'm going to do 1,200. And I'm going to add 480, making sure I'm lining them up. And I'm going to get 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 8 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. I get 1,680. That's just for this half of my area. And then here I'm going to add my last 2 numbers. I have 180 and I have 72. Add those guys together. 0 plus 2 is 2. 8 plus 7 is 15. Carry my 1. And I get 2. So I know that these 2 make 1,680. These 2 make 252. I just got to put them together to get my total. So I get 1,680. And I'm going to add 252. Add those guys together. 0 plus 2 is 2. 8 plus 5 is 13. Carry the 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. Plus 2 is 9. And 1 plus nothing is just 1. Now, again, bigger the problems, the better the chance we make some big mistake that we can very easily catch if we just do a quick and easy estimate. I'm going to go ahead and round 69 to the greatest 10, which is going, or the closest 10, which rounds to 70. I can round 28 to the nearest 10, which is 30. Do a quick box and dot. 7 times 3 is 21, and then I have 1 0 here and 1 0 here, and I get a great estimate of 2,100, which if I take a look at my actual answer, this is my estimate, this is my actual, I could say that my answer here is reasonable. It is close enough to 2,100 to make sense as an answer. So for this one, guys, I'm not going to go through the whole problem, but I am just going to show you for the setup. Here's my length. Here's my width. My length is going to have 3 parts to it. It's going to have 300 plus 90 plus 2. So my length is going to have to be a little bit longer. My width is going to be 60 plus 4. So that's going to go down this way. So I'm going to set it up 300 plus 90 plus 2. And then down this way is my width, 60 plus 4. And when I create my rectangle, because it's 3 by 2, you'll see I have 3 columns, 2 rows. And so now the only difference here is that I'm going to have to do 6 box and dots to fill in each of these 6 spaces here. And then when I add them together, I'm going to have 6 numbers to add together to find the area instead of just 4 like the last examples. Now, that would be how I get the actual answer. Again, a quick estimation. I know 392 is about 400. And 64 is about 60. So if I did go ahead and finish solving this, I know that my answer would be close to, let's see, 4 times 6 is 24, with 1, 2, 3 zeros. We're going to end up with a much bigger number here because we have bigger factors. So my answer would be somewhere around 24,000 if I were to go through and figure out the actual answer, which is what we get when we do the area model. So hopefully that is making some sense. Good luck.